Hello friends, this is Normal here for Technique, and in this video we're gonna do a camera review of the Nokia 5. So on the camera front, the Nokia 5 comes with a 13 megapixel rear camera. It has f-stop 2.0, dual tone, dual LED flash, and face detection autofocus as well. And on the front camera we have another 8 megapixel shooter, again with an f-stop 2.0. And both the rear and front cameras have autofocus included. So that's something really good. The front facing camera also comes with autofocus. So first we'll go to the camera interface and see what all features and functions are included, and then we'll talk about the camera samples. So here is the camera interface. Looks quite similar to what we have seen on the Nokia 3 as well. So on the top we have the LED flash, the option to turn on HDR timer, and the option to choose the selfie mode. And in the settings, if you go, you have the option to turn on the compass, spirit level, grid, and you can also enable watermarking. And if you go to the aspect ratio, the rear and front camera aspect ratio can be selected. The video recording maximum is 1080p on both the rear and the front cameras. Now let's go back to the camera options, and on the right side we have the option to view the gallery. Here we have the option to take pictures and record videos, and here you could see additional options like beautify, photos, and panorama. So if you want a beautify mode for the rear camera, you can enable the beautify mode, and you have this option to change the value from you can see there is a slider which allows you to change the beautification value. So that was the camera interface. Overall, it's quite a decent camera. We wouldn't say it does come with a lot of features, but basic features are also included. Now the phone cannot record videos in 4K. The maximum supported is 1080p. Now let's have a look at the samples taken with the Nokia 5 in daylight conditions. So here are the daylight samples taken with the Nokia 5, and you could see that the color quality was quite good and acceptable levels for a phone in this price segment. What was not that great on the Nokia 5 camera is the detailing and sharpness levels. If you zoom in, you could clearly see that there's a lot of noise, and the photos go blurry when you zoom in. So that's not a great thing for a phone in the 13K price segment, because this segment is ruled by a lot of camera smartphones, be it the Lenovo K8 Note, the Honor 6X, the Coolpad Cool One. A lot of devices are there in this price segment, and in this segment Nokia is competing with this 13 megapixel shooter. One thing that came out well on this camera is the close-up images. So here are some close-up images, and you could see that they come quite well. Although the sharpness levels are not as good as what the competition offers, it is still acceptable, and the color quality looks pretty spot on with the close-up images. So overall, in terms of the daylight experience, although the color quality was pretty good, the overall sharpness and the detailing was pretty poor on the Nokia 5. So overall, the Nokia 5 camera does not live up to the expectations, because Nokia was known for really great camera smartphones previously. Now with the Nokia 5, that doesn't exactly live up to the expectation. Now looking at the low light samples, here you could see that low light sample was pretty much poor. A lot of noise included, and the detailing is pretty poor, and in extreme low light condition virtually there is nothing in the image, and it is pretty much unusable images in the extreme low light conditions. But whereas if you are in slightly better lit conditions, then we would say that it does produce some decent results, but again not really acceptable for a phone in this price segment. So low light images were not really that great from the Nokia 5. Now let's talk about the selfie camera. So selfie camera is again a 8 megapixel shooter. Autofocus is also included. So here you can see the selfie images taken with this device, and you could see that it's quite acceptable levels, not the best selfie out there, and also the contrast was not that great on the selfie camera, but still an acceptable selfie camera in this price segment. Now finally, the video recording. So this phone can record videos in 1080p, and here is the 1080p sample taken with this device, and again it's pretty much average sample, nothing really to be a class leading performer in terms of the video recording. So again the Nokia 5 disappoints in the camera department, and here we could say that this is not really a great camera smartphone. And if your priority is a camera in the sub 15K or sub 13K price segment, we wouldn't recommend the Nokia 5 in terms of the camera abilities, because the 13 megapixel camera was not that great. Only in daylight conditions it produced some average images, but overall it is quite disappointing camera on the Nokia 5. And also one thing what we had an issue on the camera is that the focusing did take a lot of time. Even though it has face detection autofocus, the focusing was quite slow. So that was the camera review of the Nokia 5 with the different samples taken with this device. So thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.